everybody. I am just getting myself set up here because I wanted to do a few pick a card readings here again in this little tarot party and wonder who's up, what time zone people are in to come and have a few cards drawn. Hello, darlings. Okay, this is okay. Thank you for being patient with me. All right, so tonight, the last time we were here together, we were we were pretending that we were at a farmer's market and that I was reading cards there, and here you walked up to get a reading. And so tonight, what we're doing is we're switching it up just a little bit. Why are we doing this? Have you ever heard of something called imaginal acts? Okay, imaginal acts, if you want to write that down, you can look that up because what it is, it's the really what you used to do when you were a little kid and you played Let's Pretend. You simply pretend that you're creating a scene. It's like improv, if you've ever taken an improv class. So that's what these little readings are about. They're a different style than my other live when I read several cards for each pile. This is a single card reading. It sets up really well for a scene. And so, in order to practice our imaginal acts, what we're going to do is we're going to pretend that we are at a small marina, some coastal place near where you live. It's a beautiful evening. The sun is just starting to set, and the vendors are setting up their food trailers, and there are street artists. There are people that are drawing pictures on the street with chalk that are look like you can fall into the hole that they drew on the ground. There are stilt walkers and other visual artists of all kinds. And as you turn a corner, you see a table with me. I'm sitting there shuffling my cards, and I am offering free readings. All I want is your tip, and your tip is the like button. So, as I do these readings tonight, we're going to be creating that imaginal scene. Join with me. Some coastal area that you have visited where there is a harvest festival of some kind. It's sunset, and there's a tarot reader there, and I will be your reader. Okay. And so the deck that I'm using tonight is the Avalon Magic deck. And it has really, every card has two messages. One, the art on the front, and the other is the art. There's words on the back for each one. So, welcome to the marina. Welcome to this beautiful evening of art and delicacies. Imagine along with me as we place my basket here, and I'm going to put the cards in it. The basket actually is filled with shredded money. When I found out I could get that for fairly inexpensive, I thought I have to have it because there's just sometimes I want to nest different things in there, like my crystals or the cards. So I'm putting my Avalon Magic cards into the shredded money tonight. And we're going to, as you go through, if you would like to draw a card, it's easy to play along because you just imagine yourself coming up to the table and let me know you want a reading in the comments below. All right. Now, once you put your request into the window and I can see it, I'm going to use it as I'm going to move my camera a little bit here, hopefully without making everything go crazy because I want to see the messages better. Guys, I'm such there. Okay, this will work. I'm just going to take these back out of here so we can see them. Okay. So if you would like to have a card pulled for your concern, go ahead and write it in the comments. And as a reader that does street festivals and that sort of thing, I can tell you that it is a challenge for readers to get their cameras straight where they are. And it's helpful when your people are patient with you, but it's a challenge for readers who want to meet a lot of people. Have you ever done speed dating where you just get to know a reader briefly, just kind of get a feel for who they are? And it's so different than pulling 5, 6, 8 cards for someone where you really can get a sure answer. So for tonight, what we can do is I did get a question from somebody in an email, and it was a money question, and they were wondering what it was that they could do, what was the word that would be helpful for them. And so their name started with M. So, M, you will be the first person to receive a reading tonight, and I will send you a copy of this in your email so you make sure to see it. But what is it that okay, so as I try to explain, as you do not tell me your whole problem, all you do is hold in your mind what's bothering you the most today. What do you need to have a little hand holding about that will just show you that there is help available and there are no accidents? Holding that in your mind, we will draw you a card and let's look what we have. There is something very important about ritual for you, my friend. There's something that maybe your grandmother did or her mother that was able to connect with the power of the moon. I personally don't know too much about the moon cycles, but I like to do ceremonies at the new moon, which is right. Is it today? Is today the new moon? It might be. But the new moon energy is where we do our planting and we allow ourselves to believe that we can co create something. It's the right kind of atmosphere to jump into a new dream, a new belief, a new layer of belief in an old belief. Let me put it that way. And see that full moon that's over her head? That's just the knowledge that it takes time to grow things. It takes time to grow things. And there's a part of you that is very settled about that. See how the 4 candles, it's like the 4 weeks of this month between now and the full moon. So, in this energy tonight, what is it that you really want? Can you focus on one major desire for this month? Let's see what the other side of the card is. It is easy to love and accept the light side of yourself. It takes courage to acknowledge and love the darker side. Isn't that the truth? So, right now, whatever it is that's your main desire, can you divide your own mind and prioritize? Start with like the top 3 things that you want, and then eliminate another. And then use everything in you to choose just one thing. There's a part of you that is holding you captive because a part of you wants to do everything just right. But that little bit of perfectionism is holding you in place. It's not going to hurt to focus on one of your goals this month, and then a month from now, in the next new moon, you focus on the other one. There's a part of you that is got you split and nothing happens. Okay? So there you have it. And thank you very much for sitting at my table. And for those of you who are just joining me, we are practicing imaginal acts. Very important in the manifesting world. All it is let's pretend. So what we're doing tonight is we're let's pretending that we are at a coastal marina where there is just a very casual art festival, and there are several booths with art, and right in between the watercolorist and the ceramic artist is a little table with Catherine at it with my cards. And I'm here tonight to offer readings for you for absolutely nothing, just to get a breath of fresh air and a word from the universe just for you. Now, the only thing that I desire is tips, of course, and you can do that by offering a thumbs up. That's my tip jar. So, right now, if you're watching, I am your tarot reader, and this is your reading. Hold in your mind right now the problem or the issue that is troubling you. You don't need to write it down. You could if you want, but the important thing is to keep it brief. What is the main area of your life that you need to have something happen so that you feel inspired? Is it your love life? Is it your career? Is it your family? Whatever it is, hold it in your mind. Imagine that you're sitting right here with me and let me be your tarot reader. Okay? And let's pull this one. Okay, my friend. Wow. Okay, the first thing that strikes me in this reading, and of course, there's always two readings with every one of this particular deck because each one is quite different on the cover. Thank you for my tip jar growing. I love you guys. So, look at all of the circles. So circles to me are portals. Whenever I see one, I always think of the portal to a different dimension, which some people believe in other dimensions, like in the science fiction way, but other people believe in dimensions like different parts of yourself, different ways that you look at the world. When you're at work, you're going to look at the world one way, and when you're traveling, you look at it a different way. And when you're sitting with your family, you're looking at it a completely different way. When you hear Abraham Hicks talk about being a deliberate creator and that you create your own reality, may I recommend that you look at it this way, that your personal reality is your point of view. No one can look at the world through your eyes. You have a singular perspective, and it's pretty ballsy of people who think they can, quite frankly. Okay. But the point is that if you look at obstacles as doorways, there's Ryan Holiday, a great young philosopher, and has written a few books. He has one called The Obstacle is the Way. And it's just a wonderful cheer upper about the fact that you cannot stop life from putting obstacles in your way. There is no life without obstacles. And so, as you face them, there's something about the human mind and the human heart that likes to overcome obstacles. There's a man that wrote a book about why questions, and his name is escaping me at the moment. But he challenges you to ask yourself why and why not. For example, why is it so easy to find my way around this obstacle? Rather than saying, why is this obstacle in my way? Why is it so easy? Why is it so easy for solutions to come for my problem? Why is it so easy for me to see my way through this situation? For some reason, those questions trigger your brain to some very healthy solution seeking. I can't explain why it works, but it does. So give that a try. Okay. So thank you for sitting at my table. Thank you for throwing your tip into my tip jar. For those of you who are just joining me, we are practicing our imaginal acts by pretending that you guys are strolling through a beautiful little marina. There's somebody's cooking kebabs, and the smell of that Greek chicken that's coming over is making your mouth water. And the winery nearby is having a complimentary tasting. And it's just such a delicious place to be. And as you're strolling through, you notice a little table with a nice little woman sitting, which is me. And I'm offering free one card readings. It's a game for both of us because I don't really need for you to tell me your details. What I'm hoping is that the card I pull and the story I tell gives you some inclination that you're not here alone and that things are actually exactly how they're supposed to be. Okay? So thank you if you want to play along. Let's grab a card for you. You just sat down at my table and I'm looking over at you. You're looking at me and I'm asking you, hold in your mind the issue that you're looking for an answer. Thank you for all those loving hearts coming. My heart. I'm putting my hand. There's a position that I call the awe position, and that's when you hold your hand on your chest when you say awe. But I call that the awe position, and that's how I'm holding my hand right now because I just love you. Anyway, so this one, this is what I would call my Sleeping Beauty card. Okay, now the Sleeping Beauty card is a sign that there's something that you're not wanting to see. Now, I'm going to talk kind of quietly here because, we don't want the people overhearing you here. Um, Lean into me a little bit, okay? It's okay to wake up, all right? Now, if you need more cards pulled, all you do is, oh, it's time for me to run a commercial and show you my email because you can write to me and I can tell you how it's possible to get a reading for free. No kidding. But the truth is that if you're older than 6 years old and you're watching this reading, it is safe for you to be loved. There may be a part of you that's been hurt in the past, but right now there's no accident that you're watching this. There is no accident. That's what I love about attraction based living, where you're in the right place at the right time. So, see that castle behind you? That is yours, what you're wanting, whether it's a partner or a fresh source of money, a new idea where you can do something that's creative that actually brings in some revenue, something that you're really wanting is behind you. See that? It's back here, way back there, but you're sleeping to it because something in you is not quite feeling safe. Now, in the description box, I will put in a resource that it's called the Magical Money Machine, and there's another one called the Soulmate Generator. And both of them are tools that you can use when you first wake up. Because when you first wake up, it does look scary. Like, well, how do you know how to start again? How do you know how to get a new job and trust those people? One of the lives from last week, I think, was how to get a good new job. So if you go to the channel and take a peek at the lives and scroll through, I have a couple on jobs, I think, in there. So help yourself. But anyway, let's see what the other side of the card is here for you, Sleeping Beauty. It is in that silent pause that we find the answers to our questions. It is in the breath that we anchor the soul. So you have been setting yourself aside from this issue, whatever it is that you're wanting. It truly is Sleeping Beauty. A while ago, maybe several months, but for some of you, it's several years. You just decided, I'm going to concentrate here, like, I'm going to concentrate on my career right now, and then I will concentrate on love. Something like that. But now that you've decided to get started, that part of you is still asleep. And it's like, what do you do? How do you proceed? How do you wake up? So, what I would say, the advice I would give to you is to, let's see, who would I send you to? And if you guys know online, if you're following and you could write a comment right now, um, or when the comments come up. Uh, oh, one thing is there's a book called The Soulmate Secret, and it's by Ariel Ford, and it's almost like a recipe. Each chapter gives you projects to do so that you can organize yourself. She met her husband when she was in her late 40s, I believe, and I met them. I actually helped Ariel out with some of her marketing when she was releasing her book, Wabi Sabi Love. And she's a terrific woman. She's very strong minded, and she did decide to put her life first. I mean, having a marriage was not a top priority for her. But when she decided to do it, her book will tell the story of how she had to do certain processes to get herself ready for love. I highly recommend it. I think you'd really enjoy it. Okay. So I hope that that helped you. And all I ask is tip in the tip jar. But if you do want to have your own reading about love, here's how it works. I do readings Monday through Friday in the mornings. And some people write to me, they ask me their question, and if I pick it and you are the winner of the day, I will do a whole reading devoted to your question, and at the very end, you will find a reading just for you. It's the winners pile, and it comes at the end of the reading. I so appreciate when you guys ask me your personal questions because then it becomes real for me. You're just like my private clients, and I love being your personal tarot reader. It's fun for me. Okay. So, also, I am a manifester, and I do want to encourage you to use techniques like imaginal practices using your imagination because it does help you get more pleasure out of your life because you are always on a trail from point A to point B. My camera's so close, it's only a 1 inch apart. But you do have a journey to go, and there's events and circumstances that form a bridge between where you are right now and what you're wanting. So if you want a partner, and this is you here, and your partner's over there, see that blank spot in between? Little things like this reading tonight and other coincidences will be on the way until you find exactly what you're looking for. Neville and so many teachers manifesting with Kimberly, manifest with Genevieve, Jessica Heslop, Heslop. She's wonderful. Sandra, welcome, welcome. Hi, Knox, welcome. Jessica over there at Jessica Heslop, her YouTube channel. I do put her on the community page. She's absolutely wonderful. Her affirmations drop right into my soul. Okay, so welcome to the new people here. Thank you for coming. We're doing three things. We're getting a double reading, but we are also practicing our imagination because living as if, understanding how it feels to be satisfied, to find a path of satisfying experiences on your way between what you're wanting and finding it. Your imagination is your best friend. So, those of you right now, you're going to get your card right now. It's my desire to be your personal tarot reader, and we're going to pretend, okay? So, imagine that you're at a festival. We're right near the marina. There's a light wind blowing, and there's these Greek kebabs that are on the grill, and your mouth is watering. And while you're walking towards that booth, you notice a woman reading tarot cards. It happens to be me. And I've got my hair all pinned up. It's a hot, humid evening. I've got my glass of wine here I'm sipping, so hold on. May I grab a sip? Mm, a beautiful summer evening. And so, what I'm doing tonight is I'm offering free readings. And it's not usual. I don't want you to tell me your whole problem because here we are with the public looking in. But as you sit at my table, I want you to hold your problem in your mind. Everyone who's hearing me, do the same thing. Let's say there's a little crowd. You brought your friends and they're all watching. So, all of you, pick a problem. What do you want to see solved in the next month? What do you want to see resolved? Who do you want to have contact with? Don't, you can put it in the comments if you want, but it's more important for you to just hold it in your mind, okay? So now I'm going to draw a card and I'm going to tell a story. I'm going to close my eyes because I don't want to see this art. I could get distracted by it. So pretty. So as you hold your issue and I'm holding my desire to find a card that brings you a bit of inspiration, okay? And here's our card. Very nice. Okay. All right. It's a simple choice for you to choose to believe that I, Catherine, am your personal tarot reader. And I'm reading this card directly to you. That's your choice. It's choice of the imagination. So, what is your issue? What I can tell you right now is that you're not getting enough music in your life. You may be a musician who isn't playing, that you put your instrument down uh, years ago, my friend. And there's a part of you that is resistant. You may have even led worship in the church that you loved so much, but there was something that happened that broke your heart, and it took the joy of your music away, and it's broken your heart. Without music, your life is not prosperous. Now, let's say there's others of you. One of the quickest way to tap into music as a cure is to take a peek at YouTube and find a playlist from when you're like 14 or 15 years old. No kidding. It is remarkable how those early music people, those early experience was with the people we admired in music, having a crush on musicians that have touched your life through time. Take the time to do a playlist of maybe the last 10 years of songs that were one hit wonders or that you loved and you love to dance to, because there's a part of you that's crying out, okay? And you will feel so much better. Talk about feeling relief and feeling deep satisfaction. It's like a part of you is so thirsty that you're parched and you don't even know it. When you allow your inner light to shine and connect with your divine spark, there is a surge of love of self that can override all fear. No question. When you've been given a gift, and especially in music, because music, did you know that in the Civil War, they had the young bugle boys going out to lead the troops. And even in biblical times, the musicians would lead the troops into battle because music soothes the heart that is so troubled. So the harp is meant to be played. And I know that you know that to be true. And so, what I would say the message is for you that you've got a little bit of the dreaded condition of being a procrastinating perfectionist. Okay, when you're a procrastinating perfectionist, life can be very difficult. You don't need to be perfect with your instrument. Get an easy one. Go get a kazoo, right? Start singing along with your playlist. Create that playlist from when you're like 14 to 24. Create that playlist and then put yourself in your car, turn it up full blast, and sing your heart out. But music is what's going to crack the issue that you're looking at. Okay. So thank you very much. I love that reading. I know me personally, there is a YouTube channel called Rep to the Rhythm. And that young man is the most inspiring walking friend. And I put his videos on my headset, and it's set to beats that are particular to what you need for what's comfortable for you. But he plays uplifting music, and it causes me to have extra joy when I'm walking in nature, which is hard to believe because I have a lot of joy in nature. So, we're practicing using our imagination tonight, so it's no accident that you're here. Pretend with me that we are at a little marina at a waterside place near you where you live. And at that particular place, there are booths with food and art and some sampling of some wine from a nearby winery. And after a little swig of the little wine, you're feeling nice and tipsy. And you notice, oh, there's somebody reading tarot cards over there. And that is me. I will be your tarot reader this evening. And what we're doing tonight is we're actually reading oracle cards. And the game is to have a seat at my table. You don't need to tell me what your problem is. What I want like to do is simply look at you in the eye, or tonight, my pretend um, client sitting across the table from me. And I'm going to just allow the cards to tell the story that needs to be told. Watch how it resonates with your situation. See if it helps you become in touch with the part of yourself that believes in all possibilities, the divine part of yourself who will never leave or forsake you. Okay? So let's take a breath. If you're watching right now and you're wanting a reading, hold your concern in your mind. It's my highest privilege to be your personal reader tonight. And here is your card. When I look at this card, I'm struck by the sense of solitude that I can't help but feel on this card, and not being forced on a person. It's a sense of independence, fierce independence, and also that life has taught toughness. So if it's you and you're watching right now and you're holding your problem, I feel like you are standing on what you believe is right. That in your situation, you've felt like your very identity, your very core has been challenged. And because of the challenge, it's made you very sure of yourself like you've never been before. So, what's the problem? You can be misinterpreted. People can see you as cold. See the white? So, the center of your being, down where that circle is where your solar plexus is. That's the energy center of your core personality, like your personal identity. And so I'm sensing that you could use a little bit of warmth in your life. It's hot here where I live, and so I would say go out of the air conditioning and stand in the heat a couple times tomorrow and really feel the heat. Wait until your body is warm and then go back into the air conditioning if you're living in that kind of climate. The idea of embracing warmth, however that comes across for you. You might put on your steam kettle and watch steam coming out of the kettle. You might want to get yourself a bouquet of sunflowers for your house. But I just feel that in your general energy, there's a bit of coldness that's happened to you because of what you're going through. Look at the very top. See where the owl is up there? Those stars are yellow, and yellow is the color of your solar plexus. So maybe you like to wear yellow and you realize, my goodness, I haven't worn yellow in a long time. But my gut feeling is, as I look at the energy of this card, that its power, it needs the color yellow in order for you to become balanced, and so that people don't see you as the ice queen. You're anything but the ice queen. So give that an experiment over the weekend, right? Watch how many things you're drawn to that are yellow and just walk up to them. Let your eyes drink in the yellow. And the flakier this sounds, like you've got to be kidding. Well, what do you have to lose? It doesn't cost you anything to notice yellow as you take your walk tomorrow. And then certainly look through your wardrobe and your home decor and gather some yellow things. I've never given a reading quite like that before, but in person, when I am with a client, I do measure chakra strength with a pendulum, and so it's something I'm familiar with. But this is very fascinating to me for you who are listening to this reading. Okay, so let's just okay, so access your deep feminine intuition and allow new possibilities to flow. So that is the prayer with that that's going along with this, because part of what's hard for people to realize is how you can be approachable, receptive, open to good, where you can open your heart to be receiving, which is a very feminine skill, or we're supposed to be. Women are with the female, not women in general, but feminine energy, even going to electricity, where you have female and male pieces that go together. Okay, that's just the way nature is. And so the fact is that when you have been on your own for a while, you can have a lot of masculine energy, which is very productive, very push oriented, and that doesn't work. Or, no, excuse me, it works to a point, but every human has the possibility of tuning into feminine energy. So when you see, if you see this face and you think it's so severe, that's partly because this is battle worn. These are people who have seen the tough part of life and they're still standing. So, the remedy of bringing warmth into your energy, into what you wear, and into what you bring into the house, this will help balance that energy out. You don't have to be afraid of being fierce. We need to be fierce. If we don't have fears as part of our self-care, we can give up opportunity and we can say no to things that are actually in our good. Okay, so remember, there's no charge for these readings tonight. Just hit the thumbs up. That's how you leave me a tip, and it feels really good to know that we're on the right track. If you want more information, you're welcome to email me because I love to answer questions. I do full readings with more than one card in the morning, Monday through Friday. And so I all I ask is for you guys to write me an email, tarot info please at gmail.com. Whoops. And I am more than happy to do a reading just for you. How it works was, let's see, I just have to go back here because I think it was Sam. Sam, you wanted to know about your job that's coming up. That's a perfect thing because I can easily do a reading for the collective on taking a job in a different country. How do you know it's the right thing? Is blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is that you want to know about it, send me an email, Sam, and I will definitely, first thing next week, you will be rewarded and I will draw cards personally for you. All right. Now, for tonight, to participate, all you need to do is have a seat over there across the table from me. Go ahead, Sam, pull up a chair, and then hold your work situation in your mind. And the rest of you who are watching, thank you very much for your time. Enjoy this idea of creating an imaginary experience. Gather around Sam. Imagine yourself standing and listening because you're noticing there's people standing around. Of course, I do have snacks on my table, so that's part of why people are coming to have the snacks. I appreciate your tips, dropping your thumbs up into my little pretend tip jar. So, Sam, I'm going to close my eyes as I look over and I feel my um, oracle deck this evening. Take a breath. What is it that Sam needs to know tonight? Because nothing's happening today, right? But how can we encourage Sam? Oh, y'all, hit that thumbs up for Sam, would you? Okay, interesting. This kind of is a cool card when I think about your situation because I didn't read your whole what you said. I just saw something about the job and the location. But to me, it could be read two ways. Number one, that right now where you are is you're way on the other side of this mountain and your new location or your new job. And if you're reading this because you're wanting a partner and you're feeling like the chances of you meeting somebody's as far away as another country, you know what I mean? Or do you have a crush on somebody in a different country? That could be part of the energy of this card also. But you are being shown, look at how light it is over there, okay? So I sense that um, I sense, Sam, I sense that you do like certainty. Now, all of us do like certainty to a point, but uncertainty is important for anybody's personal growth. It's when people are uncomfortable that they start asking themselves the questions and pushing their own desires, looking at what's going on in your current life. Right now, there's some things that are going great and you're enjoying it where you are. See the light behind you. But across this journey, over this mountain of obstacle, which part of it is just the geography of getting to a new location, but it's also saying goodbye to those other experiences. I moved back to the US after living in Mexico about 4 years, a year and a half ago. It took a whole year for me to adjust to um, leaving a lot of really wonderful people, wonderful memories, and life changing joy. It was time for me, like coming out of a cocoon. I had to graduate to a new level of my life, a new chapter. But it took time. So maybe I got here fairly quick, like it took only a few days to drive here, but it took a year for me to climb the mountain of the adjustments that it took for me over time to get used to being in my new location. And right now, it is like a castle to me. It was back then too, but I guess what the card is telling you, Sam, and others who are questioning, like, what's going to happen or how will it work, is that you kind of give up your need for certainty because you don't really need certainty. You just need to know how resilient you are. You need belief in your resilience more than certainty, right? So hit a thumbs up because that's a good line. And things I say, you guys, I don't have a script. I'm not reading off a book. These ideas that I see when I see the cards have just proven to be helpful to people over years. And so that's what I'm hopeful for. It's weird in a collective because how could 10 people or 12 people all resonate to this message? I can't explain it to you, but in these live readings, I want you guys to believe that there's no accident and there's something you'll see, some question you'll start asking yourself that'll bring you into more peace of mind in your life changes, okay? So now it is a double reading because there's a saying on the back. So let's flip it. Gently place your feet on the path you were meant to travel. So, Sam, if this was the only reading you had, this really is a positive one, don't you think? Now, this is a time where I say put your hand on your chest in what I call the awe position. In the US, it's where you put your hand on your chest to pledge allegiance to the flag. But it's that idea of saying awe to yourself and to feel what this is, that here, wherever you live, and I'm here in the middle of the US, you're online somehow at a time when we can meet one another. We create a pretend scene where we sit down together and have a single card reading for nothing, no cost, right? All I want is the tip, which is the thumbs up. Why? Because it's important for you and everyone else that's watching to understand that you are truly what Abraham Hicks teaches is a blended being. Okay? That means that your personality, your humanity, the part of you that it's easy when you want to criticize someone or um, when you don't understand something and you quick jump to blame somebody, that's the part of all of us. I'm as snarky as anyone, trust me. But I have a higher self. Most of Catherine is non-physical. My spirit, my soul, the part of me that's connected to the divine. And I know that when I'm connected to the divine, my own view of my divine self, that's when I'm most at ease and I have most peace of mind. That's when I know I'm more likely to make a good decision for myself. So that's what I teach here. And so my background helps me to be able to share these things with people. But like I say, with any gift, a talent, and remember, you're not supposed to hide your talent under a bushel, I think. But there's no explaining how an artist can paint a painting, why Renoir was Renoir or Mozart was Mozart. You can't explain a gift or a talent that you have. And the fact that people benefit from the stories I tell is why I'm here. And you guys keep me doing this, and I appreciate that. Okay, so thank you all who are just being here and patient. Thank you for your flowers. Your thumbs up means a lot to me. And I am going to do one more card because I see my date is over there. Hi, honey. He's got a glass of wine from that new winery. Have you tried the new winery, you guys? We are here on these nighttime readings. It's all about imaginal acts. And so there's manifesting with Joseph. He's really all over imaginal acts. So you can absolutely uh, um, do you know, Christina Rose, thank you for asking me that question because no, they don't. They disappear, and it's only the comments that are left after this is posted that helps share the videos. But thank you for asking it. Thank you. It blesses my heart. I appreciate that because I know there's some magic that I haven't learned all about YouTube, but what I do love is y'all and meeting you and doing these readings because it is so fun for me to connect. Okay, so I'm going to do one more reading for tonight. I will be here. I do have readings that are posted that will be posting over the weekend. I post little bitty 13-second videos that are meant to inspire. And so those will be posting over the weekend, but I don't do lives except during the week, Monday through Friday. And so if you would like to be included as a winner, because I need 5 winners next week, okay? And right now I only have 2, so I have 3 more winners that you will be the featured on one of my readings, my pick a cards. How do I mean? Because if you ask me a question about your relationship or about your family and you email it to me, I will choose your reading and then I will create a personal reading for you that I will do at the end of the pick a cards. Tonight's readings are a little bit different. They're about practicing our manifesting skills, and they're also about showing how much information can come in a single card. And also imagine if you had your own personal reader draw 10 cards for you, all around your personal issue. Can you imagine? Oh my goodness, Christina, you are so right. I love your spirit. I'm glad you're here tonight. I appreciate you. Okay, so anybody who wants to reach out to me personally, do so. Now, I did notice that somebody did put a couple of really serious issues in there. And this is why I like to have these readings because I want to teach you a little bit about collective readings and what you can do to help yourself if you're in a very serious situation. Okay, obviously, with a single card, you're not going to solve your whole situation, but you can get some advice. Now, there's a lady online, Jessica Heslop, Heslop, and you can find her on YouTube. But I do post her in my community, so you could go to my community and tap on that tab and scroll, and you'll see beautiful Jessica. She has some affirmations for healing that are amazing. And you guys, I have to tell you a story. You won't even believe it. I hope I can tell it without getting emotional, but I just need to share this with you. 3 weeks ago, right now, my dog Bella, who I'm looking at right now, had a terrible spell or something happened to her. She's an older dog and she's a terrier. She looks like Benji, only she's blonde. But she went down and it looked like she was going to pass away. I'm not even kidding. And it was at night and I didn't know what to do. All I knew was to pray. And I was up in the middle of the night at 2 o'clock with her, trying to coax her to drink a little water from my hand when she would wake up, but she was like in a coma, you guys. And I used to work at the pet cemetery and I've been through a lot of traumatic pet issues and I've seen a lot of things. And I was with one of my pets when she was actually put down and I understood what I was seeing. And I had to carry her outside to go to the bathroom. I mean, it was dire. So 2 o'clock in the morning comes, and up YouTube pops up with a notification that Jessica has put a new video on. And it was the one on burnout and chronic pain. And I didn't care. I had been in a program, very small, little tiny program with her, but her recorded voice is so soothing. And she has a gratitude video with millions of hits. And that gets my attention because tons of people do affirmations, but not many have millions of hits. So I started playing that video on chronic pain and burnout. I listened to it for 8 hours straight. I didn't sleep. I laid my hands on my dog and I just prayed, but I also released her because she's 13. She's been a great dog. And I was like, I'm not going to mope around like some sad sack. Why wouldn't I give her the energy of the love and the fun and the joy that she had given me all those years? So by just by strength, I was able to go through the next few days. Long story short, she recovered. She started to eat again a few days later, and slowly, and even now, she's still coming back. But this woman's video, I credit not necessarily with healing Bella. I would love that I could say, go listen to it and it could heal a disease for you. But what it did was it kept me in a frame of mind where I was in peace. And I knew I had to accept whatever was going to happen. I knew it. And as she spoke these affirmations about healing and about having wholeness, and I played it out loud, right with Bella and I together. And we played it. I played it for 8 hours straight. And then I kept playing her affirmations. So I did go through cancer many years ago, and I'm still alive today. God knows why. But I'm grateful as grateful can be. And it helps me not to give up or not to be shook up when bad stuff happens because I wanted to stay alive and I'm grateful that I survived. But I can't predict for anyone else. But I do know that with the right tools, you can create peace of mind for yourself. And that's how you can take a terrible situation and be okay about it. All right. I'm glad that I don't tell my personal stuff very often because you guys are not here for that. But I want to be able to comfort you because I'm a hospice volunteer. And that's something I've done. I was with my own mom when she died in 2012. No kidding. And Bella, this dog I'm telling you about, I got her 2 weeks before my mom passed away. So, she's walked my life with me. So thank you for sharing your story with me, Christina. Yeah, I was right there with my mom. I mean, right at the moment, I had a rattle, a shamanic rattle. I was shaking the rattle. And I have seven brothers younger than me, and my one brother was with me, and he doesn't understand anything about cards or anything like that. Most of my family doesn't understand what I do, but the thing is, I know what's keeping me alive. I know. I know that I know. Because once you go through something that's life threatening, it's like a near death experience, truly, and you dodge the bullet, you're like, okay, what's next? And right now, making these little videos is more fun than I've had in my whole life. I'm 71. Who would ever think I'd be making videos at my age, a grandmother, for Pete's sake? Anyway, all right. So thank you for sharing. Christina, would you do email me, girl? I just feel like I want to definitely be connected. So there's my email address. But Christina's not the only one. You guys, when you write to me, it's very cool. Right now, I just want to spin this vortex. If you watch Abraham Hicks, the power of that vortex where we're really coming here together to trust these tools to create a mindset of peace and tranquility. When you have calm on command, you can handle anything. I love what you're saying. I feel like uh, with my own mom, I should probably, maybe we should do that. Christina, maybe you and me should collaborate on something, and do something together because it's really an amazing experience to create peace around passing. And we all could use the wisdom that the elders can share, right? Anyway, so I'm so sorry. I got totally off target here, but I am going to draw one more card because I promised I would. So let's just pretend because that's what we have the freedom to do. And there's so many other channels to pick from in case people don't want to play. But for the people that are here that want to have a message, all you need to do is hold in your mind your concern, whatever it is, that if you had a personal tarot reader, that they could pull a card for you. And let me draw a card. It'll be the final card for tonight. And the goal is to prove to you that whatever is bothering you, whatever might be pulling your attention away from your own highest good, that that very problem itself is part of what you're here for, part of what will open a door to blessings in your future. I so believe that. Okay, let's take a peek here and see what your card is. This reminds me, the card we had a couple time, what was it? The one with the white. If you were here, there was a card earlier where the figure was all in white, and it was the part about the solar plexus, the sense of personal identity being icy or being misunderstood. So I'm kind of sensing that this is like a completion for that card. Let's see here. See if I can find it easily enough. Thank you for being patient, you guys. I appreciate that. How far back was that? Well, maybe that's it. Nope. There she is. Okay. So this card, I was saying that this could be a person who is misunderstood. One of the people that's watching say, "Ooh, I wouldn't want to get close to that person. Look at that face." And so that part of when you've needed to be strong, where you've gone through some things that have been difficult. Look at the eye on the right, right? It's sad. So the fact is though that when you need to be strong and take care of yourself, you have to take a chance that you're being misunderstood. And what I felt was a good remedy for this person was to bring some yellow or to bring some, to wear some yellow or to be able to, um, even when you're walking in nature, notice the yellow flowers that are out there and spend some time in using your senses. There are some wonderful techniques out there, and gratefully, I am not a therapist in any way, shape, or form, and I would not accept you if you asked me if you could have therapy from me, because that's not what I do. What I'm doing is what I call infotainment, and I'm just trying to connect with people who are curious about personal development. And so, with that being said, though, um, one of the things that I think is very important is to reach out to someone, anyone, even me, because my email address is here. And if you really do need to have something that's deeper than I can help you with, I will connect you because I have resources. And being a hospice volunteer, I was always the first one to be able to say, look, I do not have the tools to be able to help you get over that. But in a one card reading in an event like this, it's just to simply give you a bit of brightness that you can know that you do matter to somebody and you matter to me. Because what I see here, see the white that's on her cheeks? It just shows me it's like she's coming out of the deep freeze. Okay. So I feel like this card shows that you are showing yourself more kindness. They say that self sabotage or being hard on yourself is actually, um, uh, it's an overuse of self love. Now, why would self criticism be like an overuse of self love or a twisted version of self love? Mainly because it keeps you small. That if you pick on yourself and you don't believe in your skills and your talents, that you won't even try. And so that's how you can think you're caring for yourself. Like your self critic is saying you're not good enough to do that yet. Like, for example, if there's people that are haters in any venue, on my blog, if somebody writes a hateful comment or if somebody tries to criticize something I'm doing, they can do that. It doesn't stop me anymore because I can tell when I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And I also take a chance that I might make a mistake and say something that would not be perfect. But as I said earlier tonight, being a procrastinating perfectionist can make you crazy. So this shows a person very willing to look at the fact that people have misunderstood you and they've thought that you were a little icy. So maybe this is a signal that you have been to therapy and you're starting to find some things out about yourself that are making you more patient. Okay, so anyway, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. The thoughts that you share are very meaningful for me because it gives me an opportunity to stand in here in the gap and say, look, I don't know what about other tarot readers. Everyone has their own reason for doing it, but I absolutely am not here to steal any business from the social workers, psychologists, or psychiatrists that are doing wonderful work on this planet. I respect them, I use them, and I refer to them. So thank you for that opportunity. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, um, and hit that thumbs up if you appreciated these readings, because that's your way of compensating me with a tip. Because anytime you go to some place where it's a free event, remember to tip that artist because they're doing it because they love it. So I will see you next week, everyone. Monday morning, I'll be here for another pick a card. And like I said, I need 5 every week. I have a room in my schedule next week for a couple of a themed readings. So if you'd like me to draw cards for you personally, be sure to email me and I will get you on the list. Go forth and prosper. Have a beautiful rest of your weekend. I'm going to blow out my candle here, and I look forward to the next time we can meet up here at Fish Out of Water Tarot. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Bye.